At first I thought they were incompetent. And now I realize they actually want it open. They want open borders. We're going to have tens of millions of people pouring in. We have no idea who they are.
Well, there's an agenda behind it.
Well, of course, yes, because that's the goal of it. Obviously, we don't. That's why everybody runs for office, so they can run for an office of a country that doesn't exist anymore.
For me, from the time I met you and I got, came into politics, went all in, that they just made sense because of your common sense solutions. And I have seen of all the politicians.
Yeah, I think the common sense solution to a potential pandemic is to dismantle the pandemic response team. I think, and if you can do that 2 years before the pandemic actually hits, that's the best window. That's the kind of window a businessman will give you. And then, of course, the other great skill he had was to defund the cops program, which was would have gotten people like Derek Chauvin kicked off the force and given local police opportunities to hire more police and train them better, so that so George Floyd might actually be alive right now. In reality, if that program had just been allowed to stand. But since it was put in place by the Obama-Biden administration, Trump wanted to get rid of it just because of its name, not because of its value or because he was against it, just because it was something they did. And 2 years to the fucking day.
Now, I can count on two hands, if that maybe one hand, of the politicians that have the people's back like you do, where you're making decisions. So I tell everyone, I have no Democrats and liberal friends. I'm going, all you got to do is.
No, he does not.
The decisions that are being made right now, if they don't help anybody, they've got their own agenda. And I always said,
look at the money they make. They're full-time politicians, Pelosi and all these people.
Oh, look at the money they make. That's a weird turn. Mike's talking about corruption and how he doesn't believe that the plans the Democrats are putting forward, like the infrastructure bill, are in service of the country or the people in any way, which is lunatic, but sure. But Trump jumps in. Look at the money they make. Does that sound like a billionaire to you? Really? Does it? Would a billionaire jump in the middle of that and go, they're making so much money on this? Even if they were making a lot of money by normal standards, if you were allegedly worth as much as Trump says he's worth, it would be chicken shit money. It's a weird sticking point. Back the fuck up. Hold on.
I tell you, I have no Democrats and liberal friends. I'm going, all you got to do is look at the decisions that are being made right now. If they don't help anybody.
And by the way, I'm fairly certain what this asshole is thinking about is Keystone XL, the Canadian shale oil pipeline, and maybe Line 5, because he's probably got that in his brain pan right now, which are, again, Canadian oil. In the case of Line 5, it comes into the United States, avoids their aquifers, and comes back into Canada before it goes out to market. Whereas the Keystone is just a way of getting it to market. It was going to build it so that it could go straight to ports. Bypass the United States entirely, but also not run oil over Canadian ground. Do it as little as possible. Run it through the United States. Because fuck them. Who cares if they have if it spoils our waterways? Right? Canada? You liberal friends of ours? What do you give a shit? But that's probably what he's talking about. But notice, this doesn't help anybody to just fire all these people, right? That's what he's thinking. He's still stuck on that. He brings it up all the time.
They've got their own agenda, and I always said...
look at the money they make. They're full-time politicians, Pelosi and all these people, Waters, Obama. Mm-hmm. I expected to lose a lot of money.
Right.
I lost billions. I expected that. It was okay.
Right.
These people made money being president.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if somebody...
How much... Can anybody check on that? How much money did the Pelosi Waters ticket make when they were running the White House? Does anybody? Look at that, 1.2 thousand. That's what'll happen when you put Trump in the title of the stupid thing. I feel like I wrote clickbait in today's title, but I only named it that because of what Mike Pillow named it. Final Trump interview.mp4. It's right here. See that? It's right here. It was kind of a play on that. Yeah, but I mean, Pelosi made most of her money being president. Remember when she was the first female president before Hillary ran? I mean, the Maxine Waters presidency was spicy. I'll give him that. I remember when she threatened to get up in Russia's face and let them know they weren't welcome at the UN.
From Saudi Arabia stays at a suite one night for peanuts,
Right.
even though I'm willing to lose billions of dollars.
Oh, but sorry, what? So, they make so much money being president, which is whatever the fuck, and who?
Pelosi and all these people, Waters,
Right.
Obama. I expected to lose a lot of money.
Right.
I lost billions. I expected that. It was okay.
Right.
These people made money being president.
Yep.
And if somebody from Saudi Arabia stays at a suite one night for peanuts,
Right.
even
Yeah, they just stay at a suite for one night for peanuts. I mean, they bought out the whole floor for above the retail offer, and no one stayed there. But I see what you're saying. For peanuts.
I'm willing to lose billions of dollars. And they say they pay $600 or whatever it is. They'll make like, oh, somebody said this was.
Hey, fucko, it's the law. If you didn't need that $600, why didn't you tell them to go pound sand? If you love the country and you're willing to lose billions, if they go, yeah, that's against the law, and go, okay, guys, sorry, you can't stay there. If you weren't making money on the deal, if that isn't how you were keeping your lease afloat with that fucking building, because no one would go there, and they were buying out multiple floors of it, if you're really a billionaire, why don't you tell them to piss off?
I mean, it's the most incredible thing.
It's nonsense.
But these people have made a fortune. Many of them have made a fortune. And
I'm broke. So I
was prepared. I felt that if I go in, I mean, the brand, all of a sudden.
Look, we understand. It's got to be upsetting for you to not only be waiting tables right now, but at a place you used to sit and eat at. It's got to be, I mean, this is right out of an 80s rom-com.
Half the people like you. Now, I think
Been
it's
there.
more